All right. Interesting report coming out of Pennsylvania. A female trucker um, got the crap kicked out of her by another trucker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this dude, Reginald Warner, 47-year-old Reginald Warner, somehow he thought she hit his truck with her truck. Tractor trailers, they're going down. And this is on I-78. So, I-78, it's really not that long. It goes from basically New York City all the way to the 81-78 split there above Hershey.
And it's really bumpy.
Yeah. Anyway, so without losing sight of what's going on, so apparently he thought she hit his truck, so he chases her down in traffic, right? And I guess he gets in front of her, right? And, starts slowing her down, gets her to stop.
Okay.
Right? So he gets out. I guess you climb up on the rail and you're trying to talk to somebody. So he's I guess he's pissed off, right? And he's yelling at her and she denies it. She's like, no, I didn't hit your truck, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
So she goes to put her window down and he starts punching her in the face.
Really?
Yeah, Reggie, what are you doing, dude?
A 47-year-old man, and
it's our generation. You know what I mean? We're the angry generation. I mean, I'm not defending Reggie because you shouldn't be punching a girl in the face. But guys that are like 40s and 50s and 60s, they're angry. I don't know why, but to start punching a woman in the face is just kind of stupid. What's funny? When I was young, you could punch somebody in the face, they could punch you back, and you know what? Nothing happens, right? Today, you're going to jail. Guess where Reggie's at now?
he better be in jail.
He's in jail. Oh, so that ain't the end of the story. So he's punching her face in, right? And the poor girl, I guess she grabs a tire billy, a club, right? And tries to defend herself. What does Reggie do? He takes it off her and starts beating her with it. I mean, she had like lacerations on the face. She was all bloodied up. The report said she might even have a fractured skull. I mean, dude, seriously. I mean, there's way better ways to handle yourself. It's one thing to pull over a guy and punch him in the face, but to punch a lady in the face.
Did it say how old she was? I'm just curious.
I have a picture of her. We posted it, but I didn't post her picture. She looks like a nice lady. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to figure out if she's older or younger.
I would say she was probably maybe the same age as him, maybe
okay.
a little younger.
So she could be the generation, like we're Gen X because, we're Gen X. Okay. So the next generation below us, is that one too far away from us?
I don't know.
Our kids' generation, or is it?
So I could picture. Now, look, if let's say I pulled you over, right? Because I thought you hit my truck, and I'm, of course, you're never. What's that old saying? You get more flies with honey than you do vinegar. So if I pull up and I got a bottle of vinegar for you, you rotten woman, blah, 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 right?
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying. I could picture probably her reaction. It probably wasn't like a nice, well, sir, I'm sorry. She probably went, F you, you know what I mean?
That's kind of why I was asking what generation, because Generation X can be very, we didn't take crap. And, we're mouthy, and there was a lot of, we survived. That's what a lot of, when you see the different memes, it's like we are the survival generation, because the generations after us were all, our kids that we babied. That's what it seems like. But I'm going to tell you, if I had a tractor trailer coming in front of mine and you were forcing me to slow down to come to the stop.
Would you wind your window down?
Well, I'm playing it here. Okay. So I'm seeing this after I'm going through the complaining and the harping stage of verbally abusing you as you were slowing me down, because of course, that was happening too. Cause there was frustration going on there.
Yeah, for sure.
So all of that was not wiping, but gathering anger. You know what I mean? The whole play up. He was angry because of everything, but his actions now are already getting her hyped up and angry. Now, I'm seeing someone walking back to me after you've got me angry. I'm not in a very receptive mood.
But you hit my truck, woman.
Well, in the meantime, as I see you walking down, what do you think I'm going to be doing at that exact moment?
I'm probably screaming.
No.
What are you doing?
If someone's approaching me already aggressively,
you're locking the door.
Well, yes.
And pulling your gun out.
Yes. I'm getting armed. I am going to be protecting myself.
And he's probably lucky that she wasn't packing, or if she was, didn't pull it out and pop him. You know, I could see both sides, and I'm not siding with him in any way. But what I can see is the era we're in, like you said about people running off at the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that run their mouth to people and they think they're above being attacked. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not in any way defending Reggie, because obviously he deserves to be in jail. You don't punch a woman in the face. I mean, dude, come on.
You don't get physically aggressive right away. No.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. And even if she did say, eat crap, dude.
It doesn't matter what the response is. You don't get physical like that right away.
Right. I mean, but again, at the same time, I always tell people, watch who you run your mouth to. Even if it wasn't her fault, you still got to be careful, using the wrong words to somebody, because anybody that's got the balls to whip a tractor trailer in front of you and jam on the brakes and try to, get you stopped on an interstate is already not thinking clearly.
Exactly.
What should Reggie have done? What, seriously? Okay.
Reggie should have used that how's my driving number on the back of every trailer that you see.
Yeah, that's one call, but the first call should have been
cops.
Yeah, absolutely. A truck just hit my truck and I'm behind the driver right now and I'm following on my mile marker, blah, blah, blah. The Stadies would have literally pulled them both over before they got even to Harrisburg. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, my advice to anybody out there that has road rage, you better go into driving every day thinking, you know what I mean? You're better off being prepared for somebody to cut, even if she did hit him. That's no right to pull somebody over and hit them, with your fist, beat them up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Aggression like that that should not be the first response of it. Yes, it might want to be the first response, but you're not going to get anywhere with being the first response, because like I said earlier, if I see someone aggressively walking towards me after they forcibly made me pull over, and you're not a cop, by the way, if you're a cop, no, I'm not going to get prepared for retaliation, but if I was just forced to come to a stop and someone's aggressively walking towards me, I am darn sure I am now going to be prepared to defend myself in every mean. And if it's with a can of bee spray or, a billy club, which, is harder, I wouldn't probably go with a club because, like you said, it's easier for someone to grab something off of you when you're putting it in their personal space. But I'm going to do something that's going to give me that space back.
Well, like you said, he's lucky that she wasn't packing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm just saying, it's a funny story, and everybody develops a reputation for something. I would not want to be the guy that is known for kicking a woman's ass on the side of the road. Okay, because I thought you bumped my truck. I'm going to tell you something. That dude, if he's driving for a company, no doubt will be fired.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
And then, I was talking to Tyler early, and we were talking about a driver that literally we seen this video earlier of a McLean driver, McLean Food.
Mm-hmm.
It's all over the internet, and he's literally passing traffic on the berm.
That's crazy.
I know, and that's our friend.
Yeah,
London works there. I said, that's funny. We know a guy that works there, and here's this guy literally flying on the berm of the road, and so obviously that guy's going to be fired.
Of course.
And I said, unless he has a family emergency and he's like, I don't care about my job, I got to get home, blah, blah, blah. And even that's not an excuse, because if a cop sees you, you're going to be on the side of the road longer than you want it to be anyways before you're not going to get home. You might even get arrested for that, for reckless driving.
Well, yeah, and you don't know if someone's going to come over, and you just, people could do strange things. If he was flying down the berm of the road, and you know how sometimes people get over that little bit?
Right. But my point is, he's going to be fired, just like the guy that beat up the woman.
Right.
So we were talking, I said, if I'm the safety director, right, and let's say you're ABC Trucking, and you now call me for a job reference on this guy that worked for McLean.
Hi, this is Ruth Ann. I'm calling from McLean Safety Division. I'm just checking on a VOE. Can you help me out here?
Well, if you're calling from McLean Safety Division, you mean ABC Trucking.
Yeah, ABC Trucking. Sorry.
We already messed up the skit.
Well, yeah.
No, but if you called my if I'm McLean and you called me and you said, hey, I'm checking on this driver's reference.
Right.
I would say, hold on, let me send you the reference. It's in the form of a video. Be sure and let me know when you get it. And that guy will never get it. Well, my whole point is that driver that drove from McLean, as long as that video, right, is floating around, as long as, and with DAC and driver IQ and all that other stuff, you can't hide a company that you're working for these days.
No, you can't.
Right. So that dude is pretty much toast in the industry. Same with the guy that beat the woman up. I mean, damn well, especially if it's a known company that you can't hide, right? No matter what you do, dude, people are going to call your company, your past company that fired you, for getting arrested on the side of the road. And they're going to say, I'm just calling for a reference check on driver blah, blah. And they're going to go, well, here, let me show you the reference.
That's going to be on PSP also.
It's going to be on everything. So all I'm saying is you really wreck your career when you can't control your temper. And it's the same with that McLean driver. Anybody that gets on the berm of the road, and he was in 50, 60 mile an hour traffic. It wasn't like they were stopped and he was just going around people. He was passing on the berm of the road, on a double lane highway. He's on the right, passing all the traffic out, and flew around them. So, if you can't control yourself, you shouldn't have a CDL.
Absolutely not. I wonder if she did it say she called the police I
think she did, yeah.
While he was making her slow down, because I would have called at that point.
Yeah, because apparently it said when the cops got there, he was still there. He took her keys. Yeah, I know. So I guess somehow he reached in and grabbed her keys. I have no idea the whole story, but just listening to, the whole bits and pieces of everything, whether somebody hits your truck or not, I mean, honestly, the best thing you could do is just follow them and call the police, get all their numbers. It's pretty simple, and leave it at that. Moving on.
I'm really curious if she actually hit his truck.
Yeah, I mean, I would be curious too.
I'm just curious.
It's like, yeah, I mean, if you really go back
to... Just call me a curious cat.
Well, I would just tell you, I thought of two things when I heard that. I'm like, okay, is he on something? You know what I mean? Is he imagining things?
Mm-hmm.
Or did she scrape the truck? And again, I don't know what did she do? Cut it too close, or did she swerve over? Whatever the case is, he thought she hit the truck. So I would love to know too. But even if she did hit the truck, he's still in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to help his cause in any way.
No, it's just me being curious.
It's funny. It's never boring in trucking, is it?
No, I don't think it is.
I mean, trucking is its own world. I'm telling you, it doesn't really matter. You can't go a day without finding 1,000 pieces of content, in trucking. It's our own little world. Let's move on.
Moving on.
Let's take a break. Truck Parking Club is a network of instantly reservable daily and monthly truck parking locations throughout the U.S. Truck Parking Club helps connect truckers to truck parking locations throughout the U.S. via truckparkingclub.com. Our networks is made up of property owners
that have locations adequate for truck parking to list on the platform. This includes trucking companies, storage companies, CDL schools, trailer leasing companies, real estate investors, truck parking operators, and more. Go to truckparkingclub.com today. Attention all trucking companies that have 5 trucks or more. Listen to this message. You are required to keep up to date on all driver records, including driver maintenance, equipment maintenance, ELDs, drug consortium, and all updated paperwork that DOT demands of you. I'd like to introduce to you Wide Open Road Compliance LLC. Wide Open Road understands how easy it is to fall behind on paperwork and get bogged down. We understand that you would like to do what you do best, and that's running your company. So let Wide Open Road take over and manage all your compliance paperwork. For a very low and very affordable cost, Wide Open Road Compliance LLC can give you peace of mind and take over all of your DOT compliant paperwork today. All calls are kept confidential. Call or text 859-912-0017. That's 859-912-0017. We're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. Call today.
Attention trucking companies and truck drivers. If you need help with cash flow, we've got help on the way. Turn to Tab Bank, the bank that knows trucking. Tab Bank has been in the business of helping truck drivers and trucking companies with their cash flow needs for 25 years. It's just that simple. It's what they do, but they don't stop there. Tab Bank helps grow your business with their invoice, factoring, and banking services. What a plus that is. Before you book your next load, play it safe and contact Tab Bank to get their help with your factoring needs. Tab Bank helps determine the credit worthiness of your customers as well as billing and collection efforts on invoices that you factor with them. Let the experts at Tab Bank get you cash quickly for the loads you deliver. Again, it's what they do. Visit tabbank.com/talkcdl to learn more. That's tabbank.com/talkcdl. Tab Bank member FDIC.
Hey drivers, I have a question for you. Are you still searching load boards? Are you still booking your own loads? If you answered yes, then I have another question for you. How would you like to find loads faster and easier just by saying these words? Hey Bubba. Introducing Hey Bubba, the most advanced technology in AI dispatching today. No more searching different load boards, no more booking your own loads, no more making phone calls, no more negotiating your own rates. Bubba does it all. And it all starts with, Hey Bubba. So if you want the most powerful AI dispatching tool known to man today, head on over to bubba.ai and download your free version of Hey Bubba today. Again, go to bubba.ai and get your free download today.
All right, we're back. Have you heard of troopers in a truck? Have you heard that term? I think I might have mentioned that to you about a week or two ago. So apparently Indiana, right, the state police there, are now using semi-trucks. But what they're doing is they're partnering up with some trucking companies, and they're getting in as passengers, right? And they're watching for like aggressive drivers, bad drivers, drivers doing the wrong thing. And then what they do is they just radio ahead, and the next, a trooper car is waiting to get these guys. Whether you're a truck driver or you're a car driver, be careful in Indiana, because now they're not just in unmarked cars. They're in just plain old semi-trucks, just cruising along with a couple truckers going down the road. What do you think of that?
Honestly, I kind of think it's good, because I think what's good about it is those bad drivers out there, you know how it's always that sneaky one always seems to get away with it. And you're like, why is he getting away with this? And they might not be able to get away with it now. So I kind of really actually think it's a good idea to protect the drivers out there that are good drivers. And, the ones that are bad drivers, you're going to get what's coming to you.
They need to put troopers in the Florida tractor trailers.
Oh my gosh, that would be so
You got to remember one thing, and what people don't realize about Florida's where every nutball in the world wants to come, especially in the winter, right? Mm-hmm. Like half everybody gets cabin fever in December and January and February, even in November. They get some snow up there and they're like cabin fevered out. They get on a plane, they come down here and they rent a car, and then they actually drive with their state's driving habits. Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Michigan. I'm telling you, Ohio. These are I drove over the road 48 states. And if I had to say to you, in Troy's opinion, who was the worst drivers of them all? I mean, honestly and truly, New Yorkers, they just do what you expect New Yorkers to do, right? In fact, you would, if you want to drive a New Yorker nuts, right, cut off their horn. They would you would probably make them go insane if they didn't have their horn to blow at each other. Okay. But when I look at the worst drivers in the world, New Jersey, Massachusetts, you guys got some nasty, especially Boston. You remember that time that lady drove underneath my trailer? Mm-hmm. And then she's screaming at the cop and everything. It's like, people are nuts. And Ohio, they think the word yield means gas on it. So they come to Florida and they drive like total whack jobs. Okay. And like you said, there's never a cop around when they're acting like an idiot. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but there sure are videographers around, right? Everybody wants to video the nutbags, right?
Yep,
Put them on. Well, ToxEDL's got a lot of show and tells. There's no doubt about that. We have people actually calling in and go, "Could you please take my video off there?" Mm-hmm. Like I had a tanker company one time call me, and they're like, "Please take that down." It was I still have it up. I'm like, "I'm not taking it down. Your driver's an idiot." He was literally a driver's about 70, 80 miles an hour was almost touching a guy's bumper going down the interstate. And literally the car hit the brakes for a second because he was that close. And all you see was smoke coming out of the tanker, almost wiped out. And the trucking company called me begging me to take their driver off of the video because it was giving them a bad name. So all I'm saying is be careful out there, drivers. Okay, there's troopers in trucks now. There's videographers. And I really would love to see Florida get a couple cops in some trucks just because of the rule of thumb in Florida, if you're at a red light, count to 3, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. That's literally, if you're from Florida, everybody will tell you in Florida, when you come here, when the light turns green, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. So like I don't beep at people in front of me if they're more than 3 seconds, if they're about 3 seconds before they pull out, because I already know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They're waiting to see if somebody's barreling through the other light because it's crazy.
Yeah, especially, it's more prominent when you go into the bigger cities like Orlando and Tampa. They're constantly, the lights turned red and they're still flying through it. But even in our smaller area, there is people that will just fly through the red lights because, it turned yellow, so they're just trying to get through really fast before it turns red, and of course it's already red.
So Ron, if you're listening, maybe you can start getting troopers in a truck. DeSantis.
Oh, okay.
He might listen to ToxEDL.
I'm just looking at you for like, who?
Yeah. So listen, Ron, if you're listening, maybe put a few troopers in the truck and let's start.
DeSantis.
Yeah. In fact, let me know. I'd like to video it. That would be good.
Cool.
So anyways, so moving on, we wanted to talk today about all this non-English speaking illegals and everything that's going on, the big crackdown, the raid, the ICE raids. It is getting crazy. I want to tell you something. This is the truth. It is so insane out there right now. I just read Oklahoma, and I mean it. They had this big raid at the end of September. Right. And there's just videos and memes and posts about it, right? And they got hundreds of drivers, right? That were illegal, they can't speak English, right? And what they're doing is they're pulling them over, and a lot of times they're giving them like a children's book or something very simple to read. If they can't read it, they're literally taking their CDL on the spot. Okay. And then you have what's called the non-domicile. And this is really what kills me. Prior to COVID, they said it was very rare to see a non-domicile CDL, but the previous 4 years, over 200,000 and what is a non-domicile CDL? Domicile means, like right now, if you want to go get your CDL, your domicile is in Florida. Your address where you live has to match, okay, your CDL. And it has to match your mailing address, your physical address.
Right.
Okay. Now, all of a sudden, they start pumping illegals into the country. All right. And I have a theory about that, by the way. It was during the pandemic when it all started. And guess what? This is when there was a lot of people sitting at home because they were afraid of getting COVID and dying. It was pretty bad at one time. And so they bring in, it's ironic. I would just say this. It's a lot of irony that during that time when they were handing out these extra unemployment checks with the stimulus checks, remember all that?
Yes.
Okay. So ironically, 200,000 plus non-domicile CDL drivers come in. Not only just non-domicile, then they bring in other ones and give them CDLs. California, Oregon, certain states were just pumping these. I think New Mexico was another one. Nevada was another one. They were pumping these CDLs out like they were candy. And all of a sudden, and what's really funny, here's what really, when I look back, truckers would write into me, and when I would be interviewing them, they would be like, it's getting bad out there. Nobody even speaks English anymore. And I'm sitting there going, I don't remember that when I was a driver. I didn't realize how bad it was. And I'm telling you, drivers from all over the country were like, half these guys, they don't even speak English. And I was like, you're kidding me. And now all of a sudden, they start rounding them up. And in September, Oklahoma they were like, I've got pictures of them with impound yards loaded with semi-trucks. Seriously, it's crazy. And these big rotary, wreckers are just taking these trucks from the way stations and the rest areas and taking them to impound yards because these guys were pulled over, couldn't speak a lick of English. They're like, you're out of here, man. Take their CDL and they're done. Well, guess what? They just did a second raid a couple weeks ago in Oklahoma. I just read it. Another round. And they're just picking these guys off like crazy. I would tell you, it proves if just one state, this is I-40 in Oklahoma, and Texas, there was a county in Texas doing it, but just I-40 alone in Oklahoma is getting hundreds of drivers in like a day or two's net. Does that even give you an idea of how prevalent it must be in the United States as a whole? If one interstate in one state, and I guarantee you they're probably not from one side to the other, they're probably just doing a certain area, and they're picking off these drivers. How many more illegal? And the reason why I'm against drivers that are illegal, okay, is because it hurts the American truck driver within.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's every trucking job that an illegal takes is because let me tell you something. People don't realize this. There's a lot of truck drivers that can't get work right now. They literally can't.
No, they can't.
And I tell drivers all the time, you want to see how bad it is right now, how bad trucking jobs are right now? Go on Craigslist, go on Facebook, go on Indeed, and count in each big city how many local jobs are out there. Not many. A very small handful. Count how many regional jobs. Not many. Very small handful. How many of those jobs are existing right now? Not many. So with that being said, with every illegal that takes a trucking job or any job in the United States, that's a job out of an American out of American workers' families' life. And that's why let them round them up. If you come into this country legally, I'm all for you. I'm all for anybody that's here legally. I'm not here for anybody that's illegal. I'm just not. It's really, it's actually proven it's been proven just by looking at the mess up that we're enduring right now as a country. It's really, I didn't realize when Trump said, hey, this is bad. Nobody realized how bad it was. But again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but just one state, Oklahoma, is getting hundreds of drivers in their net every time they do it. What does that tell you? If just one state is getting that many, how many are all over the country?
Well, they say it's thousands and thousands and thousands all over. And, honestly, they should have more of them going on doing it. They should have more states doing it. They should have it nationwide.
Didn't you have something to do with Nevada? You were telling me about Nevada earlier.
Nevada is now closing they're stopping their issuance of the non-domicile program. So they are now stopping that and joining the rest of them that are not allowing them to be renewed. They're not allowing the temporary ones. They're not even allowing the permits to be issued to anyone that is a non-domicile person.
Okay, well, today is November 8th. And so I'm happy to hear that Nevada is not going to issue them anymore. But is that telling me that up till this week when they announced it, they were still issuing non-domicile CDLs? Because that's exactly what that tells me. So Nevada, you ought to be ashamed of yourself when the problem was clear to everybody if you only are now getting on the bandwagon. I say, the hell with Nevada. If this is their attitude, why all of a sudden are you jumping on the bandwagon? Okay, are you losing funding? Are you being threatened by Duffy? Because Duffy's already taken money from California because California refuses to get on the bandwagon. They're another what's the word? Nutcase state, all right, that has no recollection of what it's actually the impact of what non-domiciled and illegal drivers are doing to the United States.
I don't know, but I can tell you.
I'm a good guesser.
Well, I mean, I would say that is definitely probably a reasoning behind it. But they're saying right now that approximately 980 active limited term CDL holders are effective statewide, and 62 drivers from Mexico and Canada will have their limited term CDLs canceled as they're required to, under federal law, license in their home countries.
What state was that?
That's Nevada.
Okay, so you're saying Nevada is canceling the ones that they gave out also?
Yeah. Anything that's non-domicile, it's being revoked.
When you read that, you said that they are canceling their program, as if I thought none from today on. So, because I know a lot of them are canceling what was issued. A lot of these guys are like, you're done, and that's really the way it needs to be. There's a reason why they make a process, and it's a slow trickle. This is the way it works. A lot of people complain that it takes too long to become a citizen, but guess what? They just proved, all right? They just proved I'm not being political, but the last administration we know had the borders wide open, and everybody watched it on the news. Millions of people just walking across the border, okay? They just proved how crazy and monotonous it will make a country when you just overflow people with workers. So, when you guys out there, if you're listening and you can understand English for a second, anybody, don't bitch when you say, "Oh, it takes too long." It's these. Well, if you made it real easy, you've just seen what happens in a couple of years. We get overflowed and overrun with people. And not only do they give these guys CDLs, Ruth Ann, but they give these guys, what I was told is like allowances, like a $2,500 a month allowance, housing, health benefits, health care, all this stuff you bring. And there's Americans, you just told us that our health insurance is going to be tripling this January. Okay. It's like, but you're going to give illegals free insurance, free allowance, free housing, free CDLs. I mean, to be honest with you, That's a bunch of BS. I mean, it's not. How can you literally, as a politician, and I'm not a political guy, but how can a politician say, vote for me and I'll take care of you, right? And then stick it in everybody's ass. I mean, I'm telling you, that's a bunch of crap. You're an elected official. You should be elected to prison. Any one of you guys that go back on your freaking promises, and then you start doing this to the American people, and I'm getting on a roll. I need to stick with trucking here. Go, reel me back in.
I'm reeling you back in.
Reel me in.
I do want to say one thing, though.
Bunch of crap.
Everything that they're getting, but when they put money out, yes, they might be buying their food and stuff locally, but they're sending money to their home countries.
Oh, I know.
So a lot of that money isn't really being reinvested into the United States economy. So
I get it. And look.
It makes it more difficult for the United States to get out of the hole that they're in if all the money is going to other countries.
I mean, think about it. If I was from another country and I was making a lot of money and I had family that was starving back home, I'd be sending them my money also to help them, right? But you see all these guys that are doing that, you're hurting the United States. Okay, the United States has to come first. All right? And everything has to be, there's a reason why there's a legal process. And if you don't go by the legal process, you see what's happening right now. It's chaos. It's freaking chaos. I'm telling you, I've talked to truckers all the time. Nobody even recognizes the trucking industry right now. It's just that upside down.
It is definitely one to not have the glory it used to have. It used to be where I think that drivers had more of a self-worth. You know, when they would say, I'm a driver, I'm a truck driver, I do this. They have more of a confidence about themselves, more self-worth. Now, when someone says they're a truck driver, it seems that it's I don't want to say that they're ashamed of it, but it does seem like they're not having that, you know, they don't have that same gratitude even from other people. I mean, it's not the industry it used to be, and it's a shame because it's a really great industry when it was running properly.
All right, well, that's the podcast for the week, Ruth Ann. Whatever. I'm telling you, man. I'm just like, you know.
See what happens when he gets on a tangent. That's the final blowout there.
Yeah, and I don't mean to get political. We try really not to be political on this show. So, and you know, honestly, what's funny is you offend one, you don't offend another. It's blah blah blah. Just want everybody to know. Thank you for all the years that we've been here. I mean that we've been here 10 years, over 10 years now. Talk CDL, one of the originals, and I'll tell you, trucking is so different right now. It's just stupid. I mean, hey, you know something else? You know what a Lyft driver is?
Yeah, I do.
I seen a report on CDL Life. They're actually going to make them have to speak English language also.
Good.
Yeah. I was like, wow, look at that. Even Lyft drivers now. It's not just trucking. It's like everybody's sick of it. Okay. It is what it is. So anyways, moving on. You got the word of the day?
I do.
What do you got?
Edifice.
Edifice?
Edifice.
Give me edifice. I don't even know what that means.
A building, especially a large, imposing one. So like a big tower.
One that sticks out like a sore thumb?
Yeah.
An edifice?
Or a complex system of beliefs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. That's a really different definition one from the other.
I know it is, right? So the first task of the new government is to establish a constitutional edifice, which I would be assuming that was the complex system of beliefs. And then the edifice of the center of the campus holds the business school classes, which would be the tall building.
Wow.
Yes.
All righty, Ruth Ann, we are out of here.
Peace.
Peace. Praise the Lord.